for BMG Drive live stream video. Probably not going to be as long as some of my other ones. So I'm going to do maybe a few crashes or so for this one, because I got some things I got to do. So you guys understand that. And also, before we get started, I want to say that I won't be able to do any videos this Saturday because I gotta work tomorrow and Saturday this week. So, and then I've gotta work next Tuesday as well. So, won't be able to do a video next Tuesday either. Might be able to Monday next week, but I'm not sure yet. That is when I go back to school for this year. But anyway, let's go ahead and start our crash testing. This time we're doing the car jump arena thing for our crash testing for this live stream video. So let's go ahead and start crash testing. And of course, like I always say, if anybody's watching, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll give you a shout out during this live stream video. Get up to a good speed. I hope you guys can hear it okay. Don't know if you can or not. I'm going at 130 miles per hour now. And what I like to do is I like to do something like that for crashing our vehicles. So about 169 miles per hour is the top speed that we went to before starting our crash. Now I'll let it crash and roll down that hill. Once it hits the sand, it's probably going to roll more. See how fast it's still going. Wait for it to come to a complete stop, and we'll take a look at the damage to the vehicle. Okay, now that we've come to a complete stop, let's take a look at the aftermath damage to it. Definitely badly damaged. And let's see, we might be able to get an interior view, but I'm not sure. We kind of can get an interior view because of the way the roof had been crushed. Driver and passenger both probably would have not survived this crash. So that's for that first crash. And it's loading. Give it a little bit to load. Again, got hung up on us to load, I guess. Maybe I pause the game. Or not. That's okay. Don't know what it's doing. It's loading something. Okay, there we go. Let's try to continue resetting it. There we go. Now it's resetting like it should be. Okay, so now let's do a different vehicle. Let's do the gravel barstow next. And the Bruckle Moonhawk we'll do after that one. So the kind we're gonna use the this one. Yeah, we'll just go with this one. So I think that's replace current. Don't remember. So give it a little bit to load in and spawn in before we crash test it next. Okay, there we go. Let's crash test this vehicle next. There we go. Up to about 136 miles per hour. Now for the crash. Wait for it to come all the way down to the hill and we'll take a look at the aftermath damage to it. Which I think it's going to get damaged even more once it gets over this way. Engine overheated because it went all the way into the red here after that, so the engine's definitely damaged after that. So now to take a look at the aftermath damage to it. I know that the engine and drive shaft is damaged now. Let's see if I can lower screen a little bit. Let's take a look on the inside of it now. Where the position of the steering wheel now, it means that well, no, that the driver probably wouldn't have survived this. And don't let the passenger. Depends on his injuries on if he would survive or not. But that's for that vehicle. So now let's reset it. Do Bruckle Moonhawk vehicle. So replace this with that. We're just gonna go with the one that already has right here. So replace current with this one. give it a little bit of load in. Okay, now let's crash test this. And here we go with crashing this. Guys, cut out on again. Not sure why, but of course there's nothing I can really do about it when it does that, but back in. So here's the aftermath of this crash. What's left of it anyway. Frame looks to be not because the roof is so badly crushed. Now that would mean that the driver would have died and that the passenger definitely would have died as well, and anyone in the back seat probably would have died as well. So probably not any survivors from that crash. Go back into orbit and reset this vehicle. And let's do the Ibisu Pigeon next. It's a little bit harder to steer and control whenever we're driving this down this ramp. So this a bit more difficult to drive and control it easily because of that. But we're gonna try to crash test this down next. And here we go, down this ramp. Need to try not to turn it and steer it too much on the way down it, because we can lose control of it very easily because it only has one tire in the front for steering. See, we were getting close to that wall there. It's what this kind of vehicle likes to do. It likes to go towards one of these walls because it only has one tire in the front for steering. And there we go. We turned a little too much. We lost control of it. We might be able to keep going. Maybe because of how fast we were going. And now I turn this around. Got it. Keep going down. The skill engine is somewhat still somehow drivable. Probably still drivable, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, it's still drivable after that, so nothing to it really damaged too badly to where it wouldn't be drivable anymore. It's still drivable, but is badly damaged now. After that, might be able to get an interior view. Kind of can. Driver and passenger maybe would live. They would have probably severe to minor injuries if they were to live. Don't really know. for sure switch back into orbit and reset it. We're gonna back it up. We'll back it up to about there and stop. And replace it with a different vehicle. We're going to use, let's use the ETK 1 series for next vehicle. And respot or replace current. Okay, let's crash test this next. Got this going at 140 miles per hour so far. And now to crash. About hit that 200 mark sign there with it. Almost. Almost that 301 as well. Okay, let's get it to stop completely. The engine should be damaged, but it's actually not. It still runs. Just probably not drivable anymore. Let's see if it's still drivable. It is still somewhat sort of drivable, but not really anymore because of how badly damaged it now is. Especially here for the driver's side tire. Let's take a look on the inside. The driver, yeah, definitely would have not survived. Definitely would have broken this leg, is their left leg and foot, because where the tire now is, and it's poking up out of the floor a little bit. And passenger, let's see. The passenger maybe would live. If they did, they would have probably somewhere between minor injuries or lower, depending on how bad their injuries are. And if there were anyone in the back seats, they'd probably be fine. If they did have any injuries, be probably very little injuries, but they would maybe live, depending. Really would depend on their injuries. So reset that. Back the car up again. And stop about here. Replace this with, let's see, what should we replace it with this time? How about we do the Ibishu Covet this time? And then replace current. Okay, now let's crash test it. And of course, if anybody's watching, please let me know in the comments below. I'll give you a shout out during this live stream video. Oh, we were so close to hitting that 100 mark sign. Oh, we definitely hit that 200 mark sign. That's for sure. We hit that thing like dead on, pretty much. Bullseye, pretty much right into it. And surprisingly, the engine's not damaged, or the drive shaft, the axle. The front axle itself was definitely damaged, but ain't nothing else other than that except for the gas tank. And of course, the outer body of it and all that, and the radiator. That's pretty much it. The vehicle is on fire because this no longer can steer the vehicle because the front axle has been damaged. From that, it's still kind of wanting to try to drive still, but it's badly damaged from slamming into that upside down. So one thing we can say from that is there's definitely no surviving that, for sure. Anyone in this car would have died instantly as it slammed into that, like it did. And if you look at it, you can tell that the engine should be damaged, but it's not. And it's way out of position from where it should be, but for some reason it's not damaged. But almost everything else to the vehicle definitely was. So let's reset that and do a different vehicle. We didn't have to take interior. We didn't have to look at the interior of that because we already knew that anyone in it would have died instantly because of that. So back it up and stop it right there. Might be able to try doing that again, but with one of the newer ETK vehicles and see what happens. So for a newer ETK series car, let's go with the ETK K series first, and then we'll go with the ETK 800 series. So replace that into this. And after the other ETK series car, gonna do one more vehicle, and then that will be all for today's BMG Drive live stream video, because I got some things I gotta do. So this one's not gonna be as long as some of my other ones. The longest one I've done though was almost a 3-hour long live stream. I'd like to do a 3-hour long live stream sometime, but I don't know when I'm gonna get to do that. But that's how long of a live stream for BMG Drive that I've done. And let's see if we can do the same thing that we did with the Ibishu Corvette. Might be able to, maybe, I don't know. Probably not. It doesn't look like we're going to. No. Did almost make it past the 400 mark though. Lost one of the back tires. Engine radiator, part of the front axle has been damaged so far. Lost one of the front tires apparently. Wait, no, that wasn't the back tire we lost, it was the front tire we lost. The drive shaft is also now broken. So we definitely know this is no longer drivable. And this kind of car, once it senses impact into something, it automatically stops the vehicle to where it will not move any further at all. Which I kind of like that about it. So we definitely know that this was damaged pretty badly, and apparently the engine had flown out of it or something, because the engine is no longer in it, and the engine is now apparently over here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's now way behind it a ways. So take a look at the aftermath damage to it. From the driver's seat, from the interior, we can tell that the driver probably would have not survived. Passenger maybe would have lived. If he did, he would probably have minor to severe injuries, depending on his injuries. And then anyone in the back seat, the back seats, if anyone were in them, they probably would have minor to severe injuries as well. So, but otherwise, the vehicle's been badly damaged. After that, so now we're going to do the ETK 800 series, and then one more vehicle after that. Back this up. Don't want it too close to the edge of the ramp there, so we're going to back it up some. And stop. Okay, now place this into the ETK 800 series, which is the vehicle we're going to do next. And one more vehicle after this. And okay, now let's crash test this. And we might hit one of those marker signs there. Maybe the 200 one, but I don't know. No. Looks like we're not going to hit another one. We were really close to hitting that 300 one, though, but we didn't hit it. Looks like we landed sideways and hit the roof on that wall there, which damaged it pretty bad, or pretty badly. Engine and drive shaft both damaged because of that. Let it keep going some until it comes to a complete stop. So that's damage underneath. Can't really tell damage to the roof of it because how it landed. But let's go on the. Anyway, I looked inside the vehicle already, but definitely not be any survivors after that. Badly. The roof to it was so badly damaged that it crushed in almost completely onto the seats, so couldn't really see anything in it. So nobody would have probably survived that crash anyway. Well, let's do the last vehicle I want to crash test for this BNG Drive live stream video, because I would do this live stream video a little bit longer than this, but normally what I would usually do, but I can't because I got some things I gotta do. So I wish I could, but I gotta do some things I need to do. So sorry about that. So this is what we'll crash test last for this BNG Drive crash testing video. So after this, that's pretty much gonna be all I'm gonna do for this BNG Drive crash testing video. Alright, let's see what happens. We're gonna make it keep going and see what happens to it after. Since it's still somewhat drivable. Take it all the way over this way, I guess, and see what happens.